Did you know in Germany they think that it's the Kindle or Christkinder. It's like the baby Jesus that delivers the presents on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I think I did know that. But do they still believe that though? Because they also have like Krampus and stuff.
Yeah, or it's like the Christ. It's like I don't know if it is the baby Jesus or it's like the Christ child, but I feel like it's a little angel girl. I don't know. I did a project on Christmas in Germany in German class, so I'll have to find that.
Okay, but this is our last episode before Christmas. It's December 20th, which means that Christmas is 5 days away.
No way!
I hope you're ready. Good thing you have this to listen to while you're frantically getting your Christmas shopping done or wrapping presents. We better make this an extra long episode.
Yeah, because I don't know about you guys, but it takes me like 4 hours to wrap presents.
4 hours? It takes you 4 hours per present.
It takes me at least 10 minutes per present.
You taking 4 hours to wrap all of your presents would be an extreme miracle. It takes you like 4 days of being in your room wrapping presents.
I know. I really don't know what my problem is. I am the slowest present wrapper.
When I was younger, I loved wrapping presents so much, and I would get so excited about it, so I would collect all of my presents, and I didn't want to wrap them too early because I didn't want it to be over.
Yeah.
And so then I would end up with a giant pile and then have way too many, but I feel like I still had that mindset that I'm like, I don't want to get started too early because then I'll be sad when they're all wrapped. But then when I have to sit down and wrap them all, I'm like, what was I thinking? Now I have so many.
No, me too. I have that problem a lot. And I used to do that with memorizing lines too. Whenever I would like book something or I was in a play, I would be so excited about it that I didn't want to memorize my lines too early because I just couldn't wait for it to start. But then I would wait until the last minute, but not because I was procrastinating, just because I was actually excited about it. But then it was like a mad scramble to memorize my lines.
That's so funny.
But now I do kind of procrastinate memorizing things.
It used to be a lot easier, though, because when you were little, you always had somebody around to help you, and now you just have to do it by staring at the page.
Yeah, and it honestly is way harder to memorize lines on your own. But also, when we were younger, we had better memories, and now we're old, and we have bad memories, so it makes it harder.
Oh, it's terrible. Speaking of memorizing lines, we used to do Christmas shows all the time, and we haven't done a Christmas show in a really long time. It's really sad. Except, I guess Little Women was a Christmas show, kind of, because it started and ended on Christmas, but it closed in the beginning of November. But I had a really cute Christmas dress that I got to wear. It was from the Children's Place, even though I'm 20.
Yeah, but it was really cute.
And then I was going to just return it after, because I did the Amazon try before you buy thing, but my parents said they didn't think it made me look like a little kid, so I kept it. But Ashley thinks it made me look like a little kid. But I was playing an 11-year-old, so that's why I bought it. It wasn't because I just have bad fashion sense, which I do.
I mean, I did think it made you look like a little kid, but also I wanted you to look like a little kid in the show, so I feel like that was kind of like why I thought that. I think if you did your hair older and like didn't wear white tights with it.
Yeah. I was wearing princess pigtails in my hair, which is where you do like the two little alien tiny pigtails. Yeah. They can't see what I'm doing, but I remember when I was little, when we were 9 years old, we went to Indiana, and it was our first time going on a trip by ourselves. We were staying with our grandparents. We were just like on our own, but without our parents. And I was dead set on doing princess pigtails in my hair by myself, and I could not figure it out. And I just got so many knots and tangles in my hair trying to do my hair on my own.
Aww.
So it was pretty impressive that I could do them for the show all by myself.
Yeah, 11 years later, I'm really impressed that you figured it out.
Right?
Somebody in one of my classes was wearing princess pigtails the other day, and they looked so normal, and it was like really cute, and I was like, I wish I could wear my hair like that, but it's really a problem when you look young. I mean, not really, because a lot of people want to look younger, but I don't think we're going to look younger when we're like 30 and 40. We can't do things that other people our age can, because then it just makes us look like little kids.
I know. There was a girl in my acting classes, sophomore and junior year, I think, who would wear princess pigtails almost every day, and it looked really nice. And when I wear it, I look like I'm trying to dress like an 8-year-old.
Yeah. Or pigtails, just normal pigtails. I love wearing pigtails because it's pretty much the same as a ponytail in that it's easy to do. But when I wear a ponytail, I look so stupid because I just don't have the type of face that works well with a ponytail.
That's not very nice because I wear ponytails literally every day and we have the same face.
No, you have less of a wide, puffy face than I do, so you don't look like a boy when you wear ponytails, but I do. So I want to wear pigtails, and I don't know when pigtails became like a little kid thing, but I feel like I just look like a little kid when I wear pigtails, so I can't wear them.
I know. And when we were in high school, we were really into Friends, the TV show, and Rachel would always wear not always, but Rachel wore pigtails often. And I was like, I can do that if I just wear low pigtails. Like, I'll look like her. But I did not look like Jennifer Aniston.
You didn't look like Jennifer Aniston? What?
I know. But going back to Christmas, I really miss being in Christmas shows because I feel like that just made it feel so Christmassy. And my biggest dream is to be the voice of the yellow M&M. But one of my biggest dreams in my acting career is to be in a Hallmark movie, Christmas movie, because I love Christmas so much, and I know that they shoot them in summer, which would be amazing, because then you get to have Christmas in July or August, and I don't know, I just really, really want to.
What kind of Hallmark movie character do you want to be? Like, do you want to be the kid, or do you want to be the love interest, or do you want to be, like, the evil girl that the guy thinks he's in love with, but isn't the right one for him?
I will be anything. The reason that I decided that I could be in a Hallmark movie was because I was watching one time, and there was the character they were at some inn, and he was like the front desk worker at the inn who was in like one scene, and no offense to him, but he was not the most believable actor, and I was like, I should have been that character. So I will play any character. Or like, if they have a scene at a Christmas party or something, and they have Santa and elves, I could play an elf. I mean, yeah. I would love to be the little girl, but I feel like I'm too old for that.
Probably.
So
you could be like the bratty teenager.
Yeah. Or we could do one of those movies, because now they make a bunch of ones with twins where it's like twins switch places and stuff for Christmas. Yeah. So that would be really fun.
Like that idea we had about where the twins switch bodies, like Freaky Friday, but twins. But then we realized that wouldn't work because it wouldn't make a difference because they have pretty much the same body, so they could just like switch and go back to their normal lives.
But it would be really funny because they would be so confused. Mm-hmm. Like the other day you saw yourself in the mirror and thought it was me, so you might just be like, am I in my body or am I in my sister's body?
Or like if you just switch places but not on purpose. Like if one twin lives in LA and one twin lives in New York, and then they wake up in the morning and they're in the other person's life or something. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do that.
Okay,
Hallmark, good. Call us.
Anyway, we went to see A Christmas Story last night at the Ahmanson Theatre in LA. Mm-hmm. Last night from when we're recording this, not from when you guys are listening. But it was so much fun. It was such a good show and so cute and so just quintessential Christmassy. And they had this giant Christmas tree outside in the courtyard thing when you walked up the steps to the theater. And the kid who played Ralphie was the most incredible, adorable little kid ever. Mm-hmm. And all of the actors in it were just so amazing. And the scenic design and the direction and the choreography were so good. If you live in LA, you should go see it.
Yeah, it made my heart smile.
It was just such a happy experience.
Yeah.
Until we were riding the metro back and some guy peed on some other guy's bike, and then they got in this huge fight in the middle of the metro.
Like physical fist fight.
Yeah, it was a little scary.
And they were like screaming at each other and punching each other, and we were really afraid. And then we got off the train, and the pee guy got off, and then he was just like standing in the middle of the train platform peeing, and so we couldn't get past him to get back to our apartments. Yeah. A little terrifying.
Sorry for that TMI for people who didn't want to hear about the strangers peeing on the train.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
But you need to know what we go through.
You need to know not to ride the LA Metro at 11 o'clock at night. But anyways, A Christmas Story was really, really good. And there's matinees, so if you want to ride the Metro to it, go to one of the matinees. The kids in it were just ridiculously talented. I mean, everyone in the show was really good, but it's crazy how good the kids were. and it was just really Christmassy and adorable and happy.
What were we going to talk about on today's? We didn't even introduce ourselves again.
Yeah.
It's been 15 minutes.
Shoot.
Well, everyone, if you haven't figured it out yet, you're listening to It's a Christmas Thing, which is the Christmas countdown of It's a Twin Thing. And I'm Aspen, the merriest half of the Summers twins.
And I'm Ashley, the jolliest half of the Summers twins.
Oh, that was so cute.
Thank you. I said that on the last episode, too.
Oh, you did?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, well.
Because you said merriest, and so I had to think of something.
Gotcha. Well,
But
good for you.
Thanks.
Let's start with our My Favorite Things segment.
These are a few of my favorite things.
Today we're going to be talking about our favorite Christmas traditions, since we're getting right down to the wire and people might need some ideas of how to spend Christmas this year.
My favorite Christmas tradition is going to my grandma's house on Christmas Eve because nothing feels more Christmassy than her house on Christmas Eve. I don't know why, but it's just so nostalgic and it smells like Christmas Eve soup. We go to church, but we don't go to our church. We go to the church by her house. And since we only go there on Christmas, that church just also feels like quintessential Christmas. And then we go back to her house and we eat Christmas Eve soup and Christmas cookies. And then we go home and our elf on the shelf is on the stairs with Christmas pajamas for us, even though we're too old for him. He still comes and brings us pajamas. And then we put our presents out under the Christmas tree. I just love Christmas Eve so much. And I love driving home from Grandma's house, especially if it snows and there's all the Christmas lights in the snow, and it's just...
And you always feel like you can see Santa's sleigh in the sky, even though it's like 9 o'clock and he's not there yet.
I don't think I've ever thought I could see him, but
well,
I guess I
always
just miss out on it.
My one addendum to your story is that you never put Christmas presents under the tree. You always have some elaborate setup all around the entire house.
No, you always have some elaborate setup. Mine are always under the tree.
My favorite Christmas tradition is probably also Christmas Eve, but some of my other ones are making pierogies, which are what we eat on Christmas, and it's a family recipe from my mom's side of the family. You've probably had pierogies before or heard of them, but they're not the kind that you're thinking of. We make ones with potatoes, but we make them with prunes and apricots and apple filling, and so they're desserty. They're not dessert, they're the main course, but they're like dough, and then you fill them with those fillings, and then you boil them, and they're just so good, and it's so much fun to make because they're very, very tedious. So that's the one time of the year that we make them. Except for the year of COVID, we made them a lot because my mom made them for us for graduation, and then I made them for Ashley for her birthday, and then I feel like we made them one other time during the year, so that was really fun. It used to be a tradition for everyone to go to my great-grandma's house and make them there. We didn't always go because we were not usually in Cleveland during Christmas, but when we were, we would go. But now we make them with our mom, and we have pierogi making day, and it's so fun. Also decorating gingerbread cookies. Oh, and another one of my favorite Christmas traditions is I just absolutely love driving around looking at lights. I feel like that's what makes it seem Christmassy to me finally, is when we go drive around and look at lights, and we bring hot chocolate and candy canes, and my dad has a good Christmas playlist, so we don't listen to the radio that plays the same songs. He curates his playlist all year, and he really goes all out for it and researches different houses that have the best light displays, so we drive all around. Not all around. We stay within 20 or 30 minutes of our house, but then I always inevitably have to go to the bathroom, so we either have to come home early or we have to stop at a gas station. But I also just love when you're just out driving and you decide to go down through the neighborhood and look at lights. I just love Christmas lights. That's one of my favorite parts of Christmas. Oh,
I love Christmas. Can't wait to go home.
I know. That's my real favorite tradition, is being home.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm so hot.
I'm sorry.
That's another one of my favorite Christmas traditions, is being cold. Not really. I hate being cold, but LA is so hot. I'm just boiling. I'm about to melt.
Last time it snowed on Christmas in Colorado was several years ago, and I remember that I was so hot all morning. I kept opening the door in the kitchen, like the side door, and going and standing outside in the snow for a minute to cool off.
Yeah, it hasn't snowed on Christmas in Colorado in a long time. So, Colorado, you better have snow this year because I'm going to be really, really sad if it doesn't snow on Christmas.
Yeah, I keep threatening that we're just going to have to postpone Christmas until it snows. But I made a deal with my parents that I really wanted to have Thanksgiving at our house, and my dad really didn't want us to. I don't even know if he was there when I said this, but I was trying to convince them. And so I said to my mom, you tell Dad that if we can have Thanksgiving at our house, then I will let us have Christmas on Christmas Day, even if it's not snowing.
Wow.
I know.
You're such a martyr.
But any weather that it will be in Colorado will be better than LA, because yesterday it was 82 degrees outside. I went to office hours with one of my professors, and there was this Christmas party at the dentistry school right next to her office. They were blasting Christmas music outside and having Christmas foods, I don't know, in the 82-degree weather. I was hot, and I wasn't even wearing a jacket or anything. I was really angry about it. Well, we should move on to another segment. What could we tell a Christmas story about today? I mean, we already told about when we went to see A Christmas Story. So.
Yeah, that was kind of a Christmas story about a Christmas story.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
That's so meta.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know what that meant until we did our meta podcast. But I still don't really know, so I can't explain it to you.
People can go back and listen to that episode, because I don't feel like explaining it again. It's so hard to be the smartest person in the room when you always gotta explain everything.
I know, I'm sorry.
Just kidding, I'm usually the dumbest person in the room.
No, you're not.
No, it's okay. I made peace with it.
The good news is that if you guys are scrambling around doing your Christmas wrapping and shopping and baking, then you have a lot of time, so you can listen to all of the episodes that you've missed.
Yeah, just go back and start at the beginning. Even if you've already listened to them, just re-listen because you probably missed something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who wants to hear a Christmas story?
I do.
Once upon a time, in the North Pole, there was a man named Santa Claus and a lady named Mrs. Claus.
No way!
I know. And they were married, and then they had babies, and Mrs. Claus gave birth to twins named Grace Claus and Joy Claus.
I know this story.
You do?
I do.
No way! Joy Claus had no Christmas magic, so they had to ship her off to a mystical place called Chicago. And they kept Grace Claus because she did have Christmas magic, but you can't have people in the North Pole without Christmas magic. So Joy Claus wouldn't have been safe there. So then the twins had to grow up all by themselves without their sister. But Grace Claus knew about her sister in Chicago, but Joy didn't know that she was from the North Pole. She just thought she was adopted. And then one day, Christmas magic in the North Pole was dwindling. Oh no! Grace Claus had to find a way to save Christmas. She went to Chicago because Santa Claus had gotten lost, and she was going to find her twin sister to help her find Santa and save Christmas. But when she got there, she discovered a horrible fact.
What?
That Joy Claus didn't believe in Santa.
Wow. That was such a good story.
Thank you.
I thought Ashley was going to make up a story, but she just plagiarized our book.
Oops.
We're writing a book. Well, we've written a book called How the Twins Saved Christmas, and it's in late stages of editing, but hopefully it will be out in Christmas of 2024, so start making your plans for giving that as a Christmas gift to all of your young readers, because
yes,
it's going to be an exciting story.
It'll be really good, and it's very funny. Not to toot our own horn, but Aspen's a very funny writer, so...
No, Ashley is a funny writer. We wrote it half from each twin's perspective, so we each took one of them, and she has the elf Grace, and she's so funny. Yeah, I think we're out of Christmas stories of things that have happened to us that are interesting. Even though we always have really good, interesting Christmases, so I don't know why I can't think of anything, but that's why we had to tell you a made-up story today. You know, we don't really fight that often on Christmas, I don't feel like. Do you?
I
Or
don't
have
think
we?
we've ever fought on Christmas.
Yeah, I don't really think we have either.
Except for maybe that one year when we were training for the half marathon and our parents made us go for a run on Christmas.
Then we might have been cranky.
Yeah.
I don't think so, though. I don't remember fighting that
I don't
day.
really remember fighting that day either, but I just remember being crabby about that.
I don't think we were really crabby. We just were like, seriously, we're going to work out on Christmas. One time, this is a good Christmas story.
Oh, tell us.
One time we took so long to open our presents, not when we were little. This is probably 2 years ago. We were taking so long to open our presents that our dad made us stop in the middle so he could go for a bike ride. But I think it was kind of his fault because we let him sleep in, and so we started opening presents later than we usually do. And then he was like, I need to go out before it gets too cold.
But I like to take my time with opening presents, and I'm one of those annoying people that unwraps the paper by, like, not ripping it, but, like, taking off the tape.
She takes so long. And then we always have stories about all of our presents, which our parents hate. But I feel like that's the whole point. Like, none of the presents, at least that I ever get Ashley, but usually every present that I get most people in my life have some kind of reasoning behind why I bought it that makes it more fun or interesting. So if you don't tell a story, then it's just like, oh, thanks, and then you move on. But you have to tell the stories. So it sometimes takes us a really long time. But I always would never want present opening to be over. But I feel like the last few years, then it's sad when it's so late when you're done opening presents, and then you want to have more of Christmas Day to do Christmas Day-y things. Now I feel like you can find a happy medium.
But I just feel like we need something to do on Christmas Day, because I feel like we don't really have a Christmas Day tradition besides opening presents, and sometimes people come over, but I don't think the past few years, I don't know if people actually came over on Christmas Day. Maybe they did. But I don't know, I just feel like we need a Christmas Day activity, because then it kind of feels like Christmas is just over so fast.
Yeah, no, I have always felt like we need a Christmas tradition. A lot of people have traditions that they'll go get Chinese food and go to the movies, or they'll have family over, but it's like it used to be that we would always have family at our house on Christmas night, but now it's very wishy-washy what we're going to do on Christmas. Even if we have people coming over at night, there's still several hours.
Because also everywhere is closed on Christmas, which is good because then the workers get to have Christmas with their families, but also kind of sad because all the places that have Christmas activities, you kind of want to do those on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think that places that have Christmas events and activities should have those open through like January 10th or something, or January 5th or whatever, so that you can get tickets to those for people as Christmas presents, because all these things that close on like December 23rd or January 1st or something, then you don't really have time to get them as Christmas presents, but those are the kinds of things you want to get people for Christmas.
I 1,000% agree, because I feel like every Christmas I have gifts that I really want to get people, but they end on December 24th or something. And there were several experience gifts that I wanted to get people this year, but they didn't go long enough past Christmas, so I couldn't get them. That's also kind of a problem even with just buying people Christmas gifts, because there's always so much cute Christmas stuff that I want to get for people. But if they're not going to open it until Christmas Day, then they can't really use it. I mean, I'll use it all year, but even you, I feel like, aren't as willing as I am to have all of your stuff be Christmas themed all year. So then it's not as fun, because then it's like, oh, great, but then you put it away for a year and then you forget that you have it.
Yeah, that's what we can do our fight about, if you should have Christmas stuff year round.
That's a good fight. But I was going to say real quick that we ended up getting our dad an early Christmas present, because this is kind of embarrassing, but he really likes that floss dance, you know, like the viral floss TikTok-y dance that all the kids did like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was a big thing. But now he thinks he's a really good floss dancer, and he always does it at all of his races that he's announcing, which is so obnoxiously embarrassing, but it's kind of funny how much he likes to do it. And so we found this sweatshirt that said, "Here comes Santa Floss," and it has Santa Claus flossing on it. So we had to buy it for him, but we were like, we have to give it to him before Christmas so he'll wear it. Okay, yes, now festive fight. Dun, dun, dun. Do you think that you should have Christmas stuff out all year? Like Christmas towels and soap dispensers and things like that?
You know what? I don't, because I feel like it's special to have those things out during Christmas, but if you have them out all year, then they're just normal, and it kind of reduces the fun of having them out. To me, it doesn't make it feel more Christmassy and cheerful all year to have those things out, which I feel like is kind of the reason that you have your Christmas stuff out all year. But to me, it just makes me feel sad that it's not Christmas time. And I think it's just weird, especially like right now when I live in an apartment with 3 other people, if I just had Christmas towels and soap dispensers out all year.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I do definitely see what you're saying about it making it not feel special. I just feel like I don't have a lot of Christmas stuff out all year right now because I'm in college, so I don't want to make my roommates unhappy to have Christmas towels and soap dispensers and all of that. But I feel like now having them out, it doesn't feel more special. It just makes me happy to look at them. Like if I had a Mickey Mouse towel, it would make me happier to look at than my boring blue towel. But it's not like, oh, this is so Christmassy. I think if I had a Christmas tree out all year, or Christmas lights up on my house all year, then it would not feel special when it comes to Christmas for small knick-knacky things, or even the sheets and blankets on my bed. It doesn't make it feel less special to have it out all year. It's just something that makes me happy to look at. So it's like having a different kind of design or character or whatever that you just really like, so it warms your heart to look at.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's just kind of to each their own situation, because for me, I would rather just get all of that stuff out at Christmas and then it be, here's all my Christmas stuff. And I think that it's weird to me if I'm looking at Christmas stuff in June, unless I'm doing a Christmas day or something where you're not pretending it's Christmas, but sometimes we'll have a Christmas in July celebration or something just for fun. I don't know. I just, for some reason, I love Christmas and I love Christmas stuff. I just am not sure that I want to have Christmas stuff out all year. It's kind of funny that you say you wouldn't want a tree or something up all year. I feel like that's the thing that I would most want to have out all year is my Christmas tree.
That's funny. I just feel like my Christmas tree is what makes Christmas feel magical. So if I had it out all year, it would just feel normal. But I also think it's not deliberate. The only things that I will deliberately have Christmassy all year are lotions and hand sanitizers and smelly things, because I just love spice, like gingerbread, cinnamony spices, and I don't really like the fresh, flowery, lavendery ones of those. Not that I don't like them, but a lot of them are too strong for me. Things like that, I will deliberately choose to have the Christmas stuff ones throughout the year, but things like my towels or my blankets, it's not like I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have my Christmas towels out all year. It's just they're in my cabinet and I go to pick a towel and I'm like, oh, I could use a Christmassy towel this week. I have a little nightlight air freshener thing in my bathroom. I mean, it's an air freshener, but I use it as my nightlight because we don't have lights in our apartment. It has a little light on it that makes me be able to see at night, and that is Christmassy. It says believe on it, and it has a Santa flying across it, and I just feel like I wouldn't change that during the year because it's not something big enough or important enough that I would have more than one of them. So I'd rather have a Christmassy one all year than have a non-Christmassy one and then not have it be Christmas when it comes to Christmas time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little thing. But Christmas pajamas are one thing that I will wear all year because most of my pajamas are Christmassy, so I kind of don't have a choice.
I know, I don't think I have pajamas that aren't Christmassy except for 2 pairs of short sleeves and shorts, and you can bet that I never wear those because I'm always freezing. We get new Christmas pajamas every year because our elf brings them to us, so there's no reason to buy other pajamas because it's not like I grow, so I just have probably 7 or 8 years worth of Christmas pajamas, and that's what I wear.
Yeah. But I will not wear my super Christmassy pajamas. I have a few pajama sets that are my Christmas ones. So, I didn't bring those to school. I just leave them at home. And those are the ones that make it feel like it's Christmas because I'm wearing those. But I have other ones that are more subtly Christmassy or wintry that I wear all year because I love them and I don't really have that many other pajamas.
Yeah, same. All of my quote-unquote Christmas pajamas that are here, except for I have a Rudolph sweatshirt that I wear as pajamas, but all of the other ones are wintry. They're like sweatshirts with pants that have foxes and penguins or have tree patterns or something. It's not super Christmassy. Mm-hmm. But I also have a Winnie the Pooh onesie that's not Christmas. So that is pajamas that aren't Christmassy.
That is so cute.
I know. When we were at Walmart on Black Friday, my mom and I saw a Rudolph onesie that was so cute, and we really wanted to get it for you so you could have a onesie too, but they only had double XLs and bigger, so...
That's the problem with Walmart. They always have such cute clothes, but they never have my size.
I know. I'm just going to tell you right now, there was like 10 clothing items at Walmart that I wanted to get you that were so cute, and I didn't get you any of them because none of them had anything smaller than a medium.
Well, I can fit in a medium.
Well, I didn't think, like, some I think would, but when it's, like, pants, they would be way too big.
No, that's probably the thing I need a medium in, with my long legs.
Yeah, right.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. Did we skip anything that we're supposed to talk about?
I don't know, probably. Oh, the acts of kindness.
Oh, yeah. We want to remind you guys that Christmas is first and foremost about being grateful for what you have and showing your love to others. And so we wanted to share some of our ideas for acts of kindness you can do this holiday season. And if you have any other ideas, please leave them in the comments because I really want to do volunteer and acts of kindness things when we go home. I spent like an hour and a half looking for volunteer opportunities last night, and everything is full, which I get that people need volunteers throughout the year, and then all of a sudden everyone comes flocking in during the holidays. But since I'm not in Colorado during the year, I can't do year-long volunteer activities, so I'm kind of sad. So if you have any recommendations of either places to look to volunteer or just other acts of kindness, let me know.
Yeah, most especially if you know of anywhere that needs volunteers involving babies. Even if you are just a person who lives in Colorado and has a baby that you need care for, hit me up. I'll volunteer for you.
For me, I really love doing holiday cooking and baking, so anywhere that it's like meal prep for people or soup kitchens or things like that are especially ones that I would love to do. But I also feel weird saying, like, this is what I want to do as a volunteer thing, because I feel like if you're volunteering, you should just be filling a need wherever. But I think it's okay to have preferences if there's ones available.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do anything, but I would pay you to let me volunteer to take care of your baby.
I'm sure people would take you up on that. My first act of kindness idea, I might have already said this on here, but it's the most simple thing that you could ever do. But there's this lady who is a security guard at USC, and they have security guards within a radius of campus to watch people at night and in the mornings and just make sure that students are safe when they're walking to campus from off-campus apartments. Most of them, I'm sure that their job is so tiring, and I would probably do this too, but they're often smoking or on their phones or something and not really paying attention, which, like I said, I can sympathize with. I mean, I wouldn't be smoking, but there's this lady who every morning when I walk past her, she says, "Good morning, how are you today?" And then I say, "Good, how are you?" Blah, blah, blah. And then she says, "Have a great day." I'm never wanting to go to my classes in the morning. I'm always feeling tired and stressed. And then when I see that she's working in the morning, it just cheers me up because I know that when I walk past her, she's going to tell me to have a good day and smile, and it's going to make me happy. It just makes you feel like someone actually wants you to have a good day. I mean, I think it's nice to say have a good day to anybody, no matter what you're doing, but sometimes I feel like it can become very habitual. Like when I'm working and someone comes in, I'm just like, have a good day. But when you like actually look at them and smile at them and really make it seem like you care, even if you don't, I don't know, it just makes people feel good.
Yeah. I think going off of that point, another thing that you can do this holiday season is just give something little to people like that who maybe don't get recognized as often for their jobs. So like security guards in your building or by your workplace, or I don't know, parking attendants or secretaries or front desk people, like those kinds of jobs that are kind of, or janitors I think is a big one, that are just kind of like thankless or ignored a lot. Even if you just write them a card that says, thanks for everything you do, or you bake a giant batch of cookies and bring a couple cookies to all of those people. That's what I'm planning on doing for the people that work in my apartment building and like the security guards around campus and stuff. I think that is just a nice way to show your appreciation to people who do a lot for you, but you don't, I mean, I guess I don't want to say you because I don't know about everyone who's listening, but I feel like in general we don't pay that much attention to those people.
I think that's a great idea. I also love giving out baked goods for the holidays, for any time. But I think that's a really great idea for a random act of kindness, whether you like baking or maybe you like some kind of crafting thing, but making something homemade and then giving it to people to show that you care. It's super extra meaningful if you give it to someone who might not know that you're thinking of them. So like if you have neighbors who are really nice, but they maybe keep to themselves a lot, or you know that they're going through a hard time, but you're not super close that you're always interacting with them, but you just drop off a little tray of cookies on their porch just to say we're thinking of you.
Another thing, if you really want to do something just random to make people happy, that I've seen this on Pinterest a lot, where people will just go to a vending machine or a Red Box or a Dollar Tree or something and leave a couple of dollar bills around so that somebody else will come and pick them up and they can just buy something with those. And I think that's just a cute idea, because imagine you walked up to a vending machine and there was an envelope that said, here you go, or something, and there are a few dollar bills inside.
Something that you could do, even if you don't have extra money to do that, is if you get coupons, like Kroger will mail out coupons to their frequent shoppers, or if you cut out coupons from ads or whatever, if you're not going to use them, put them on whatever items they're for when you go to the store, and then whoever's buying them, they can use your coupons, because that's a lot better than you just throwing them away, and someone can save some money from that. And I also think it can be really fun to just put little things on people's cars. Like you can just write sticky notes that say, have a good day, or happy holidays, or something. Or we did this one time, we made up little treat bags. If you're putting it on strangers' cars, probably don't do homemade goods or things that are unwrapped. But if you put little candies or something in a bag and put it on people's windows or something, that can be really fun.
Yeah.
There's lots of other ideas, but I think we should probably wrap it up and we can share more next time.
Hopefully you got your Christmas present wrapping done.
If not, you can call Ashley and you guys can talk while you wrap, because
it's going to take me a while.
Yeah. But we hope that you all have the most amazing, merriest Christmas or holiday season.
Or if you're British, we hope you have a happy Christmas.
Yeah. We will talk to you after Christmas.
Yay!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Ho, ho, ho!
Ho, ho, ho!